What if one of the most important factors affecting your health after 70 isn't how far you walk, but how you walk? Every day, millions of seniors go for walks, believing they are doing everything right. Walking is often called one of the best exercises for healthy aging, better balance, stronger muscles, and a healthier heart. But what if a simple mistake in the way you walk is quietly working against you? The surprising truth is that many older adults develop walking habits that can gradually affect balance, mobility, posture, confidence, and even overall health. Because these changes happen slowly, most people never notice them until everyday activities become more difficult. Have you noticed that you walk more slowly than you used to? Do you sometimes feel unsteady, tired, or less confident on your feet? Have you started avoiding stairs, long walks, or certain activities because they seem more challenging than before? These changes are often blamed on age, but in many cases, the way you walk may be playing a much bigger role than you realize. In today's video, we're revealing the walking mistake that countless adults over 70 make every single day. More importantly, you'll learn a simple adjustment that could help improve mobility, support better balance, increase confidence, and help you stay active and independent longer. Make sure you stay until the end, because the final tip is something most seniors have never heard before, yet it could completely change the way you think about walking and healthy aging. Many people believe that falls happen because of bad luck. They assume a slippery floor, an uneven sidewalk, or a simple moment of distraction is usually to blame. While these situations can certainly contribute, the reality is often much more complicated. Long before a fall occurs, the body may be providing subtle clues that balance, stability, and mobility are beginning to change. One of the most important clues can often be found in the way a person walks. Walking is something most people rarely think about. It feels automatic, natural, and effortless. Yet walking is actually one of the most complex movements the body performs. Every step requires coordination between muscles, joints, nerves, vision, balance systems, and the brain. When even one part of this process becomes less efficient, small changes can begin to appear in the walking pattern. These changes are often so gradual that they go unnoticed. A person may begin taking slightly shorter steps. Their posture may become more cautious. Their pace may slow down. They may spend more time looking at the ground while walking. None of these changes seem dramatic on their own. In fact, many people view them as a normal part of aging. The problem is that these adjustments can sometimes increase the risk of losing balance. One common mistake is becoming overly cautious while walking. This may sound surprising because caution is generally considered a good thing. However, excessive caution can sometimes create new problems. When people become fearful of falling, they often change their natural walking pattern. Steps become shorter, movement becomes stiff, confidence decreases. Instead of moving smoothly, they begin walking in a way that may actually make balance more difficult to maintain. Fear plays a larger role than many people realize. A person who has experienced a fall, witnessed someone else fall, or worries about losing balance may start changing how they move. These adjustments often happen without conscious awareness. Over time, they can affect posture, coordination, and overall mobility. The body becomes less efficient, and movement begins to require more effort. Another issue is reduced muscle strength. Walking depends heavily on strong muscles in the legs, hips, and core. As strength declines, the body often compensates by changing movement patterns. Steps may become smaller. Stability may decrease. Recovery from a loss of balance may become more difficult. These changes can quietly increase vulnerability without producing obvious symptoms. Balance itself is a skill that requires regular use. Many people spend increasing amounts of time sitting as they age. Daily movement may decline. Physical challenges become less frequent. While this may seem harmless, reduced activity can gradually affect the body's ability to respond to unexpected situations. A sudden change in direction, an uneven surface, or a missed step may become harder to manage. What makes this particularly concerning is that falls can have consequences far beyond the initial injury. Confidence is often affected. Many people become less active after a fall because they fear it could happen again. Reduced activity can lead to further declines in strength and mobility, creating a cycle that becomes increasingly difficult to break. The encouraging news is that walking patterns can provide valuable information long before serious problems develop. Changes in pace, posture, step length, and confidence are often visible signals that deserve attention. The body frequently communicates through movement, offering clues that can help people recognize potential concerns before they become major limitations. Awareness is one of the most powerful tools available. Paying attention to how walking feels can reveal important information about overall physical function. Does movement feel smooth and comfortable? Has balance changed? Are daily walks becoming more difficult? These questions may seem simple, but they can provide valuable insight into overall health and mobility. Many people assume that aging automatically means losing balance and mobility. While certain changes occur naturally over time, significant declines should never be accepted without question. The body is capable of maintaining remarkable levels of function when given proper attention and care. The most important lesson is simple. The walking mistake that quietly increases fall risk is often not a single dramatic error. It is a collection of small changes that gradually affect balance, confidence, and movement. Recognizing those changes early can help people stay active, protect their independence, and maintain a higher quality of life. Sometimes the way a person walks reveals far more about their future health than they ever imagined, and learning to pay attention to those signals can make all the difference. Many people assume that walking slowly is simply a natural part of getting older. They notice their steps becoming shorter, their pace becoming more cautious, and their movements becoming less confident. Because these changes happen gradually, they rarely attract much attention. Friends and family members often accept them as normal. The individual accepts them as normal. Yet what many people do not realize is that short, shuffling steps can sometimes reveal far more about overall health than they ever imagined. Walking is one of the clearest reflections of how well the body is functioning. Every step requires strength, balance, coordination, flexibility, and communication between the brain and muscles. When one of these systems begins changing, walking patterns often change as well. The body starts adapting in subtle ways. The problem is that these adaptations are frequently mistaken for ordinary aging rather than recognized as important signals. A shuffling walk usually develops slowly. At first, the difference may be almost impossible to notice. Steps become slightly shorter. Feet spend less time lifting from the ground. The pace becomes more cautious. Because these changes occur over months or years, they often feel completely natural. A person adjusts without realizing that their movement pattern has changed significantly. One reason short shuffling steps deserve attention is because they can affect stability. Longer, confident strides allow the body to move smoothly and maintain balance more effectively. When steps become very short, the body may have less ability to respond to unexpected changes in the environment. Uneven surfaces, obstacles, and sudden movements can become more challenging to manage. Many people develop shuffling habits because they are afraid of falling. This fear is understandable. Falls can lead to injuries, loss of confidence, and reduced independence. Unfortunately, fear often changes the way people move. Instead of walking naturally, they begin taking cautious steps designed to make them feel safer. Ironically, these changes can sometimes create additional challenges for balance and mobility. Another important factor is muscle strength. Strong muscles in the legs and hips help generate powerful, confident steps. As strength declines, the body often compensates by shortening stride length. This adjustment may feel safer, but it can also signal that physical capacity is changing. Because strength loss often occurs gradually, many individuals never realize how much it has affected their movement. Posture also plays a role. When posture changes, walking mechanics often change as well. A person may lean forward slightly, look down more often, or reduce the natural movement of their arms. These adjustments can influence balance and walking efficiency. Over time, movement may become less fluid and more restricted. One of the most surprising discoveries made by researchers is that walking patterns can provide valuable clues about future health. Changes in speed, stride length, and stability may sometimes appear before other noticeable symptoms develop. This does not mean every change is a cause for alarm. It simply highlights how closely walking is connected to overall physical function. Many individuals unknowingly adapt their daily lives around these changes. They avoid long walks. They choose shorter routes. They limit activities that require endurance or balance. These decisions often seem practical in the moment, but they can gradually reduce physical activity. Less movement may contribute to further declines in strength and mobility, creating a cycle that becomes difficult to reverse. Confidence is another factor that should never be underestimated. People who feel secure while walking tend to move more naturally and remain more active. Those who lack confidence often restrict their movements. They become hesitant. They avoid challenges. Over time, this hesitation can influence both physical and emotional well-being. The encouraging news is that awareness creates opportunity. Recognizing changes in walking patterns allows people to pay closer attention to their mobility and overall health. The body often provides valuable information through movement. Learning to notice these signals can help individuals remain proactive rather than simply accepting every change as inevitable. Walking is about much more than getting from one place to another. It reflects strength, balance, independence, confidence, and quality of life. Small changes may seem insignificant at first, but they can reveal important information about how the body is functioning. The most important lesson is simple. Short, shuffling steps should never be dismissed automatically as a normal part of aging. They may represent one of the earliest clues that balance, strength, or mobility is changing. Paying attention to those signals can help people protect their independence, maintain their confidence, and stay active for years to come. Sometimes the way a person takes each step tells a much bigger story about their health than they ever expected. Many people spend years searching for complicated solutions to improve their health, mobility, and balance. They look for expensive equipment, specialized programs, and complex routines. Yet sometimes the most powerful improvements come from the simplest adjustments. When it comes to walking after the age of 70, one small change in the way a person moves can make a remarkable difference in confidence, stability, and overall physical function. The surprising truth is that many older adults walk without fully engaging their natural movement patterns. Over time, habits develop, steps become shorter, posture becomes more cautious, movement becomes less fluid. These changes often happen so gradually that they go unnoticed. A person adapts to them without realizing how much they affect balance and mobility. One of the simplest adjustments involves walking with purpose and intention. Instead of taking hesitant, uncertain steps, the goal is to move with steady, controlled confidence. This does not mean walking faster than feels comfortable. It means allowing the body to move naturally, rather than restricting movement through fear or excessive caution. Many individuals develop a habit of looking directly at the ground while walking. This often happens because they want to avoid obstacles and reduce the risk of falling. While the intention is understandable, Constantly looking downward can affect posture and balance. The body functions most efficiently when posture remains upright and aligned. Small changes in head position can influence the entire walking pattern. Arm movement is another area that many people overlook. During natural walking, the arms move rhythmically with the legs. This motion helps maintain balance and coordination. Yet many older adults gradually stop swinging their arms freely. Some keep their hands rigid at their sides. Others limit movement because they feel unsteady. Restoring natural arm movement can help create a smoother and more balanced walking pattern. Stride length also plays an important role. As confidence decreases, many individuals begin taking extremely short steps. These smaller movements may feel safer, but they often reduce walking efficiency and can contribute to instability. A comfortable, natural stride allows the body to move more effectively while supporting balance and coordination. Another important adjustment involves focusing on posture. Many people begin leaning forward slightly as they age. This change may seem minor, yet it can influence balance, muscle engagement, and walking mechanics. Standing taller and maintaining an upright position allows the body to distribute weight more effectively. Even subtle improvements in posture can create noticeable differences in comfort and stability. What makes this adjustment so powerful is that it affects multiple systems simultaneously. Better posture supports balance. Improved balance encourages confidence. Greater confidence often leads to increased activity. More activity helps maintain strength and mobility. One positive change frequently creates a chain reaction that influences overall well-being. Many people underestimate the relationship between confidence and movement. Fear often causes individuals to limit their physical activity. They avoid longer walks. They decline opportunities to stay active. They become increasingly cautious. Unfortunately, reduced movement can contribute to declining strength and balance. The body adapts to inactivity just as it adapts to activity. Walking with intention encourages the opposite response. It reminds the body how to move efficiently. It promotes better coordination between muscles and balance systems. Over time, these benefits can contribute to greater independence and a stronger sense of control. Another overlooked benefit is mental engagement. Purposeful walking requires awareness. The individual becomes more connected to posture, movement, and surroundings. This awareness can improve confidence while reducing unnecessary tension. The result is often a smoother, more natural walking experience. The encouraging reality is that meaningful improvements do not always require dramatic changes. Small adjustments performed consistently can produce significant benefits over time. The body responds remarkably well to positive movement habits, especially when those habits are practiced regularly. Many older adults assume that declining balance is inevitable. While certain physical changes occur with age, balance is influenced by many factors that remain responsive to attention and practice. The way a person walks each day can either support stability or gradually undermine it. Understanding this principle creates an opportunity to make positive changes. The most important lesson is simple. A small walking adjustment may seem insignificant, but its effects can extend far beyond mobility. Walking with better posture, natural arm movement, comfortable stride length, and greater confidence can help support balance, stability, and independence. Sometimes the simplest changes create the greatest impact, and one thoughtful adjustment in the way a person walks today may help protect their freedom, confidence, and quality of life for years to come. Most people never think about their walking speed. They notice how far they walk. They pay attention to how often they exercise. They may even track the number of steps they take each day. Yet one of the most revealing indicators of overall health is often something far simpler. It is the speed at which a person naturally walks. At first, this idea may seem surprising. Walking speed appears to be nothing more than a personal preference. Some people walk quickly, others move at a more relaxed pace. Because these differences seem normal, most individuals never consider that walking speed might reveal important information about physical function, mobility, and overall well-being. The reality is that walking speed reflects the combined performance of multiple systems throughout the body. Every step requires muscles, joints, balance mechanisms, nerves, vision, coordination, and mental focus working together. When these systems function efficiently, movement tends to feel smooth and confident. When changes begin occurring within one or more of these areas, walking speed often changes as well. What makes walking speed particularly valuable is that it can reveal subtle changes long before more obvious symptoms appear. Many people assume that declining mobility happens suddenly. In truth, it often develops gradually. A person may begin walking slightly slower than before. The difference is so small that it goes unnoticed. Months pass, then years. Eventually, the change becomes significant. Yet, because it happens so gradually, it feels completely normal. One reason walking speed deserves attention is because it reflects confidence. Individuals who feel stable and secure on their feet generally move with greater ease. Those who feel uncertain often slow down without realizing it. This adjustment may occur because of balance concerns, reduced strength, fear of falling, or changes in physical endurance. Regardless of the cause, the body frequently responds by becoming more cautious. Another factor is energy. Walking requires effort, even though most people rarely think about it. The body must continuously generate movement while maintaining balance and coordination. When energy levels decline, walking speed often declines as well. A person may feel that moving quickly requires too much effort. Instead, they settle into a slower pace that feels more manageable. Many individuals mistakenly assume that slowing down is simply an unavoidable consequence of aging. While some changes naturally occur over time, significant reductions in walking speed should never be dismissed automatically. The body often uses movement as a form of communication. Changes in pace may provide clues that strength, balance, endurance, or overall physical function is changing. Researchers and health professionals have long been interested in walking speed because it provides a simple way to observe physical function. What makes it so valuable is that it reflects many aspects of health simultaneously. A person's natural walking pace often tells a broader story about how their body is performing. Walking speed can also influence independence. Individuals who move confidently tend to remain more active. They participate in social activities. They maintain hobbies. They engage with the world around them. Those who move more slowly may begin avoiding situations that feel physically demanding. Over time, reduced activity can contribute to further declines in strength and mobility. Confidence plays an enormous role in this process. A person who trusts their ability to move safely is more likely to stay active. Activity helps maintain strength, coordination, and balance. These benefits often reinforce one another, creating a positive cycle. Conversely, fear and hesitation may encourage inactivity, leading to gradual declines in physical function. Another important consideration is adaptability. Life constantly presents unexpected challenges. Uneven surfaces, crowded environments, stairs, and changing conditions require quick adjustments. A healthy walking pace often reflects the body's ability to respond effectively to these situations. When movement becomes increasingly slow and cautious, adaptability may begin to decline as well. The encouraging news is that walking speed is not merely something to observe. It can be influenced by healthy habits, regular movement, improved strength, and greater confidence. Small improvements in physical function often translate into noticeable improvements in walking performance. The most important lesson is simple. Walking speed is about much more than how quickly a person moves from one place to another. It serves as a window into overall health, mobility, balance, endurance, and independence. Paying attention to changes in walking pace can provide valuable insight into how the body is functioning. Sometimes, the simplest observations reveal the most important information, and something as ordinary as walking speed may tell a much bigger story about future health than most people ever realize. Many people believe that maintaining independence after the age of 70 depends on luck, genetics, or avoiding major health problems. While those factors can certainly play a role, there is another powerful influence that often receives far less attention. It is found in the daily habits that shape mobility, strength, confidence, and overall quality of life. The choices made every day may seem small, but over time they can determine whether a person remains active and independent or gradually becomes limited by physical challenges. One of the most valuable habits is simply continuing to move. The human body is designed for movement. Muscles remain stronger when they are used. Joints function better when they stay active. Balance improves when it is challenged regularly. Yet many people unknowingly reduce their activity levels as they age. They walk less. They sit more. They avoid physical challenges. Because these changes happen gradually, they often go unnoticed until significant declines have already occurred. Walking remains one of the most effective ways to support long-term mobility. It requires no complicated equipment and can be adapted to many different fitness levels. What matters most is consistency. A short walk performed regularly often provides greater benefits than occasional bursts of intense effort. The body responds to habits that are repeated day after day. Another important habit is maintaining good posture while walking. Many individuals begin looking down constantly, rounding their shoulders, or leaning forward. These adjustments may seem harmless, yet they can affect balance, stability, and walking efficiency. Standing taller and moving with greater awareness helps support natural movement patterns and encourages better overall mobility. Confidence is another factor that strongly influences independence. Many older adults become increasingly cautious because they fear falling. This fear is understandable, but it can create unintended consequences. When people avoid activity due to fear, they often lose strength, balance, and endurance. The very thing they are trying to prevent becomes more likely because their bodies receive fewer opportunities to stay strong and capable. Social engagement can also play a surprisingly important role. People who remain connected to friends, family, and community activities are often more active. They have reasons to leave the house, attend events, and participate in daily life. These activities encourage movement and help maintain both physical and emotional well-being. Strength is another essential component of independence. Many daily tasks require muscle power, even if people rarely think about it. Standing from a chair, climbing stairs, carrying groceries, and maintaining balance all depend on strength. Preserving physical capability becomes easier when movement remains part of everyday life. Mental attitude is equally important. Some individuals begin viewing aging as a process of unavoidable decline. They expect limitations and gradually adjust their lives around those expectations. Others approach aging differently. They focus on what they can still do. They continue learning, moving, and challenging themselves appropriately. This mindset often influences behavior in powerful ways. Healthy routines create momentum. A person who walks regularly is more likely to remain active in other areas of life. Activity supports strength. Strength supports confidence. Confidence encourages further activity. These positive effects reinforce one another over time, creating a cycle that supports independence. Another overlooked habit involves paying attention to small changes. The body often provides early warning signs when mobility begins declining. Walking may feel different. Balance may seem less stable. Endurance may decrease. Recognizing these signals early allows people to respond before limitations become more significant. Many individuals mistakenly believe that independence is preserved through major efforts or dramatic changes. In reality, it is often protected through simple daily actions. Small decisions accumulate over months and years. The choice to remain active, the decision to maintain good posture, the commitment to keep moving, even when motivation is low. These habits may seem ordinary, but their impact can be extraordinary. The encouraging reality is that it is never too late to improve daily habits. The body retains an incredible ability to respond to positive changes. Strength can improve, balance can become more stable, confidence can return. Mobility can be maintained longer than many people expect when healthy routines are practiced consistently. The most important lesson is simple. Independence is not usually lost in a single moment. It often changes gradually through daily habits and choices. The good news is that the same principle works in the opposite direction. Positive habits performed consistently can help protect mobility, confidence, and freedom. Every walk, every movement, and every healthy decision becomes an investment in the future. The goal is not merely living longer. The goal is maintaining the ability to enjoy life, remain active, and continue doing the things that matter most for as many years as possible.